First is the person wondering right now who, let's say they're like, oh, I want to start a lawn care business today. How do they get their first one customer and then their first 100 customers? Like, what is the strategy that you think is the best to go after?
If you don't have, capital to invest in ads and marketing, the simplest way is just knock on doors in neighborhoods where they don't have no solicitation. Have simple conversations. Hey, I'm thinking about starting a lawn care company. I live 5 minutes from here. I just want to ask you some questions so that I can figure out if it's a good business for me to start. Do you have 5 minutes? You might get 10 people who say no, but you'll absolutely get at least two people who'll say yes.
Hey there, I'm Cody McGuffie. I'm a husband, dad of 3, and I'm the founder of EverBee.
EverBee.
Where we serve over 1 million creators across the globe, helping them grow thriving online businesses. I believe every single human is a creator, and I believe every single creator should own a business. A business that gives them the freedom to build the life that they dream of. Built Online is where creators, entrepreneurs, and leaders get real insights, real stories, and the edge to build something that actually lasts. This is where the next generation of builders get built. Azgari, how are you?
Cody, hi. Thank you so much for having me here.
Super excited to have you on. We were already chatting a little bit before this about kind of, what we're going to talk about and wanted to make it valuable for people. And I'm just excited to have you on to talk about your story and also just talk about kind of how you're helping people and how you've like some of the accomplishments that you've had in the past, and hopefully I can learn from them and other people can learn from them as well. So thank you and welcome again.
Thank you. Really excited to be here. This is going to be fun. I can tell.
Totally. Can you tell us, like, start us off, like maybe at high level, what's your background? How'd you even get here? Why are we talking today?
Okay. 2-second summary. I started my first company at 16. Basically used my then clientele to actually fund my first production of product. And from there, I was young, but one thing clicked. It's like, don't make shit people don't want. Talk to your customer prior to making anything that you think somebody wants. And that's been the theme in every business that I've started or purchased since then. I started my career with physical products, CPG, consumer manufacturing, garments. And then over the last half a decade, I've transitioned to service-based businesses, which are much less capital intensive to launch, super low overhead, high margin. So this space makes a lot more sense to me.
I love that. Just wanted to kind of double click on your first businesses. So when you said CPG, just for anyone here that doesn't understand what CPG is, I didn't either, like years ago.
I apologize. Okay.
No, it's not. It's okay. Consumer packaged goods, correct?
Yes. Yep.
So we're talking like anywhere from chips to toothpaste, right?
Correct.
Is that kind of what we're talking about here?
Face wash, soap, anything that you're using on a day-to-day basis and consuming fast.
Consuming fast. Okay, cool. So this could even be like beauty supplies, like
Yes.
like you said, face wash and things like this too.
Yep.
Makeup.
Yep. Things you're using every day.
That's funny. I never think about CPG as like those things. I always thought of it as like chips for some reason and like things that we consume, like eat.
Yeah.
But now that you say that, it makes total sense. It's a huge category.
You're topically consuming it.
It's true. Yeah. Super true. Okay, cool. I want to just stay on that for a second because there are people right now that can learn from that, including myself, of what does a business like that look like? Can you share like maybe what industry you were in? How did you grow it? We don't need to spend the whole entire episode on that, but it's very interesting. And then you said you sold it, I believe you said you sold it, right?
Correct.
Like, what does that outcome look like for somebody like that wants to do something like that? Can you share whatever you can share?
Sure. So I started my career in Bangladesh. That's where I'm from. I've officially been in the States for 4.5, 5 years.
Cool.
So prior to that, my entire career has been in Bangladesh. And I've had some, I would say, very unfair advantages that I was smart enough to take advantage of early on. So my family was in manufacturing. So my father owns manufacturing plants for pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, supplements, food products. So I leveraged a lot of his manufacturing plants to create a lot of my early companies and products. And even though he's family, he was very strict when it came to business. Any production I wanted out of his factory, I had to pay him just like anybody
Sure.
else would.
Of course.
And
So
I'm
it's interesting.
yeah,
Like, and I just wanted to say too, I've also sold physical products, and had physical product brand and things like this, multiple actually. And that is a very challenging business. And it's actually, the manufacturing is part of the challenge, but it's actually not the biggest challenge of the business. Like, you still have to have a product that's in demand, and then you still have to like create demand, or at least bring it to the market, which is the hardest part of any business. I would say is distribution.
yeah,
So actually manufacturing the product, not that I'm saying that's easy, it wasn't easy for you, but I just want to like make sure that people understand that
yes.
Asgari didn't have an advantage that made her successful. It was an advantage that she took advantage of, but it wasn't something, that's not the reason why you were able to grow this business. Just wanted to mention that.
So So in terms of growth, I was very young. It's not like I read a bunch of books on sales or marketing, but I also didn't have any money, and I think that was my biggest advantage, to be honest, because not having money allowed me to be more like, I need to find out, what do they actually want? What will they pay me for? So I started talking to all the large wholesale distributors who were purchasing from my father's companies already, and asking them about gaps in the market, right? The packaging, the product, the ingredients that we're supplying them for existing products, and what's in the market and what's being imported into the market.
Mm.
Where do they see a gap? There was, and at that time, this is 20, I'm aging myself, but this is 20, 23 years ago, when in Bangladesh, when you imported products, it was about 800% taxed. So,
Wow.
a baby Gerber food, which in the US is what, 67 cents at the time, maybe, was around $3, $4, right? But people still wanted to buy that because there was so much brand trust because it's a US brand. And then you had local Bangladeshi brands like my father's, which were heavily focused on herbal, natural. So there was a gap for the urban population where they had the money, but not enough where they could buy in bulk or in larger quantity of foreign imported goods. But they also didn't like the local, everything is herbal, more ethnic
Mm.
type product. So there was a gap in the market. And instead of making the product, I just started creating pictures of packaging and having research conversations with the wholesale distributors. Like, what do you think of this? Do you think this will move in the market? And they got to be part of the process of designing products, which, prior to that, they've never been part of. They
Mm.
would just buy products and distribute them. So including them in the process and leveraging their knowledge, right? Because they were the business owners and the buyers of the product.
Mm.
So they had a very good understanding of what's moving in the market, what's moving fast, what's moving slow. So I got to use all of their knowledge to build products that they actually wanted to buy. In fact, they paid me upfront deposits before I even went into production with my first batch.
That's huge. I have a question here because I don't have the experience with talking to wholesale distributors. And so I don't understand the landscape fully, but high level, just to kind of break it down, and you can educate me as if I'm fourth grade. Um, when we walk into a convenience store and you see like every single product on the shelf, right, which is so many, and then you
Yep,
walk over to another convenience store across the street, different brand, different store, you see basically the same products, basically, right? And you walk to another one and it's kind of the same thing, same products. And so uh, this means that they're all basically being supplied by the same distributors. Is that correct?
correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, Now, how does one get in touch and actually get into those distribution channels? Is that like voodoo? Is it magic? Do you have to have a father in manufacturing, or is there actually a way to do this?
So, I mean, this is 22 years ago. It was very different. Now the market is crazy saturated, right? And you have massive players in the market where having conversations with them is quite difficult.
Mm,
But I think even in Austin, there's a huge community that supports CPG products that come into market. I would say in in 2025, if you want to get a hold of large wholesale distributors, you have to first build out the product and product demand. I, it,
all right.
it's not the same as it was 2 decades ago.
So the step one is go DDC, which is like, hey, I have this drink, and you have to establish demand online, probably through your own brand.
Correct. Yeah.
Um, and then you establish so much demand, so much of a like cult-like following that people love it, and then distributors actually want you to. They want to put you in all their stores and their distribution channels. Is that correct?
Correct. And they have so much option now,
Mm.
right? It wasn't like 20 years ago when there was a shortage of supply of high quality product.
You know what? It's so in line with my experience too, building our brands previously. I was building online DTC, and then I somehow just it occurred to me, or maybe some I listened to a podcast and they're just like, you should actually sell to the stores. And I'm just like, oh yeah, of course, that would be so cool. Of course, it just seems like your ticket, right? Like I'm just gonna go sell it to I'm gonna go pitch it to Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm gonna get in their store and I'm gonna like just my ticket is going to be there. And
You
the
need
reality is,
millions, right? To get into Dick's store, you need to have millions in inventory before you can even have a conversation with them.
I think for sure that, and also I think you actually need demand. You actually need to have proven you have a great product, have product market fit. You have to prove to them like, dude, I have a following. I'm going to make selling this really really easily for you. Whereas I was naive, 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, going into Dick's. Literally, I was doing this by the way. Going into Dick's Sporting Goods and like showing them my invention that I created, and
Yeah.
super proud of it. But also like they're just like, cool. Like, do you have any sales? And I'm like, well, no, not yet. That's why I got to get in the store, And it was backwards. And I guess I want everyone to learn this, at least from my experience, is and Asghari is what she's mentioning is go get demand first, prove it through your actual store sales online. Then you can get into like wholesale distribution. It opens those doors later on. And those doors just like fly open. It's more of a scaling strategy rather than like a go to market
Excellent.
strategy.
Yep. And with a lot of CPG products in 2025, influencer marketing is still huge, right? People see someone using the product, even if they're not a large scale influencer, it still has an impact on you to start building your brand.
Hmm. Did you leverage that at all, or what have you seen in the market? Like, how do influencers like impact brands? Because I see it too.
So when it's, a lot of micro influencers, they're just happy to get free products from you. But as soon as they make those content, now you have, a little more higher quality professional content that someone's already sharing. Even if
Hmm.
5 people see that, that's 5 people more than they would see on your own page.
It's
So if
true.
you're trying, starting off very grassroots, at that point your only cost is that product that you've sent to this influencer. So
Hmm.
it's a good way to start if you have a low budget, small budget.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, I really, really agree with you. I feel like also you can reuse that content too on your sites and like in social channels. Um, in fact, it gives you a lot of credibility because your biggest struggle as a new brand, as a new company, is like credibility, a lot, and trust. No one
Yep.
knows you; they don't trust you, and that only comes with like you kind of have to force that into the market a little bit. You can't just throw up your product on a web page.
I mean, that's how Monster blew up, right? 15 years ago.
Tell me more.
Well, that was their entire, I mean, I think they were one of the first CPG brands that really went in hard with influencer marketing.
Mm. Who were they using? Like they were using, did they go after like motocross first or was that
Everybody,
really
everybody. They were giving Monster to everybody who had a social platform. I mean, they
interesting?
blew up in 2 years doing that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, if you think about all the creators out there, content creators in this case, um, like you said, if you just like reach out to them, offer them a product that aligns with their audience, aligns with their values. If it's a good product, then they would share it. You probably share a commission with them, or do you feel like you have to do that with CPG? Do you have to share like an affiliate link, things
Honestly,
like that?
micro influencers, they don't ask for anything.
Really?
They're just happy you send them a product. Like usually under 5,000 followers, they're trying to still build their audience, right? They're just happy to have things they can make content on.
Mm. In your experience, do you have to like have these people, let's say that there's somebody with 5,000 followers and they have to make multiple videos, like should you partner with them, or is it like it should be an ROI that's positive from the first relationship, first video?
So if you're not paying them, you're just sending them a product. You should
Oh yeah,
just count that as, you know, cost of your marketing.
got it. Okay. I want to transition a little bit into what you're working on now and what makes you most excited, because you've taken these learnings from building this company and you're moving into, you already mentioned, like into the service businesses that you feel like there's big opportunity there. I totally see that opportunity too, by the way. Can you talk a little bit about what you're most excited about next?
So the last 5 years since I've moved out of Bangladesh, moved back to the States, I started my own construction company in renovation, and then I had the idea in my head that uh, I should buy a franchise because the the mindset or the marketing language is that when you buy a franchise, you get a proven system, it's going to work, it's safe, until you pay them and you buy, and you're like, oh, wow.
Oh, really? I haven't bought a franchise, but I feel like I've looked into it in the past, and I'm like, I'm totally on the bandwagon right now of, oh, that's a great idea to do that. So like, tell me
Yeah.
like why it wasn't such a great idea after you did it.
So the idea people think is, oh, it's a well-known brand. So when you buy a franchise, let me separate this out first.
Okay.
Franchises like McDonald's or Subway, very different.
Okay.
Absolutely a great idea to buy if you're looking to get into fast food industry, right? There's huge, you open a logo of with the McDonald's sign on it, it's going to do better than you just opening a fast food store.
Sure.
Period.
It's going to also cost you $500,000 to get into that business. So it's not necessarily on the table for everybody. Um,
Correct.
but
So I
yeah,
guess I'm
okay. And
just
then there's,
separating out what franchise I'm referring to. I'm
okay,
referring to service-based business franchises. Franchises for lawn care, for home care, those types of franchises.
okay. Yeah, like the
That,
pool care, like I've seen them online, right? Like start your pool business and like,
yeah,
or just buy into this pool business. Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
I'm on the same page.
You can start one of those with a well built out structure and reach your ROI in less than a year. In a lot of cases, under 6 months. But as soon as you buy into a franchise and you do the franchise fee that's upfront and the monthly royalty fees and the national marketing fees, you push your ROI out to 2, 3, sometimes 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So that in itself is problematic for people who, like you said, not everybody can afford. So if you only had a loan for 250,000 or 150,000, and you were able to utilize that entire amount in building a brand for yourself that you had full control over, you would not only reach your ROI faster, you have autonomy to grow the business as you see fit. But
Mm,
when you're with the franchise, you're basically getting another job because you now work for that franchise. You have to follow all of their rules. You have to do things exactly how they want. You have to use what they tell you, can't use what they don't make a profit from. So when franchises make you use different software, they're getting a they get a cut of every software that they make you use.
Got it. And so what we're talking about here is, just to summarize, or kind of bring us back for a minute. Franchises in general are probably a good idea
Yep,
depending on the
exactly.
franchise.
Yep.
And McDonald's and Jack in the Box and fast food and Subway, maybe good idea, maybe not, depending on thing. But the point was is that at least you have the brand value, like you're setting up for like this it's large enough. But you
Yep.
have these other franchisees that are smaller, that don't have really brand value. You're saying that it's just harder to actually turn an ROI, and then within 3 to 4 years, that you may as well just actually start your own pool business or lawn care business from scratch and use that same capital, same energy, and actually build it from scratch. You're saying
Right. Well, think of it this way. Are you in a house now or apartment?
house.
Okay. So do you have someone who cuts your lawn?
I do.
Okay. Do you care if that's a national brand, or did you just like the guy and like the price he gave you and he's good at it, he shows up on time? Which, are you not going to hire him because he's not a national brand?
Yeah, he's not a national brand, and if he was, it would actually probably turn me off even more, probably.
That's my point. It's for service businesses, having a large brand doesn't really add a whole lot of value to the owner or the customers.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, you're right. Actually, now that you say that, it makes total sense. In fact, I think that I'm getting charged probably more when for my lawn care, for example.
Yep.
If it were like this big national thing, in fact, his prices would have to be probably more.
Yeah.
Um,
He has to make money, he has to pay the monthly royalties.
and yeah, versus the guy that I use today is I don't care about that at all. If anything, he's going to give me the fair price. I'm going to pay the fair price. Interesting. That's good. That's a good. It's a cool way to relate it to.
Yep.
Whereas if you go to eat fast food, and you're on a road trip, you actually do care about the brand because you want the consistency and the quality of food and the experience. You want it to be the same almost every time. Just like if I go to a gas station, if I'm on a road trip, I go to this gas station. I'm like, okay, cool. Where's the next gas station? Same brand. I actually care about that because I kind of want the same experience for my family, for my kids, the
Yep.
consistency, the safety, the cleanliness of the bathrooms.
Yep.
So that stuff really matters. Interesting.
Yep. Exactly. You said it way better than I did.
You explained it good. That's a good example. Okay, so what are the best services businesses to get into? Are they all physical, like physical? You need to be there here. Service businesses that you kind of like specialize in.
Small local service businesses.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to physically run your operations. You can hire managers for that. But if you wanted to, you can manage your own operations. But the idea is to have hyper localized small businesses that individuals can own, be proud of, and run themselves if they want, or run with a small team, maybe a manager, one estimator, one fulfillment team, super
What's like
small,
what's the
tight.
cleanest business? Like the cleanest meaning like it's the simplest and just like the thing just works every time. Like what service business comes to your mind when I say that?
Window cleaning, anything that's recurring revenue, lawn care,
Oh, interesting. What about
office
mobile?
building
What
cleaning.
about mobile detailing? I know a couple mobile detailers, so I think
They
about
do
this business
great.
often.
Yeah, they do great. If they're doing it right, anywhere between 250 to 650 with one truck, depending on what their niche and specialize in. It's great business.
I think about mobile detailing a lot though, and this one nuance that I always think about is like you are dealing with someone's vehicle, whereas like it's scratch prone, so like you have to have a decent type of talent, or at least somebody that really cares about someone else's vehicle. Whereas like cleaning a window, okay, you're not going to scratch the window so much, but if you scratch a car, it becomes so that means you like have to have this caliber of person that's consistent with doing the right things. Do you think about this stuff, or is this the wrong mindset to be in when
Not
it
at
comes to?
all. Whenever I help a client launch a business, it's always focused more on who that person is and what's going to align with them as a person and their personal skill sets. But
Mm,
I'm going back to your mobile detailing. You want to get, I would say, young guys who love cars,
mm,
right? Guys who just light up and won't shut up about the wheels, about,
mm.
the latest this and that came out for the cars. Those are guys you want to hire because they're going to love cleaning that thing. They're going to be super careful with it because they know the value of it.
Okay, and you mentioned window cleaning is like the like bread and butter is one of them. How does that compare to like lawn care? Just like let's say that I'm a potential business owner that wants to get into this, and I'm like, I could really do window cleaning. I could also do lawn care. Which one should I go after? Like, what should my line of thinking?
The next question I would ask is, where do you live? Let's do a competitive analysis. How many lawn care is in your particular area with a 10, 25-mile radius? How many window cleaning? And what are the different niches they have? Let's actually do a deep dive and figure out, do any of them have any specific offers that's going really well? What are those offers? How can we create differentiators from the existing market? And then based on that, we'll choose a model.
When you say offers, can you explain more what you mean by that?
So you could have one window cleaner who's doing an offer like, oh, if you sign up for a 6-month package, then it's this price. Or if you do a full house plus pressure wash, then it's this price. So understanding what are the offers that your potential clients are already seeing in the market.
You'd research that stuff online, of course, and then um, good.
Online, talking to your competitors, talking to their employees. You'd be
What
surprised
should?
what people tell you when you call them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I always think about lawn care a lot. I'm in Texas, right? So there's like grass everywhere and it grows everywhere all the time, you know? And so like, even if you don't plant grass, like you need to mow the grass, which we love. I just think about lawn care a lot as a business, and it's true, right? Um, I think about lawn care as a business and mowing as a business, and I'm like, this is so simple of a business. Like you really
Exactly.
just have to be pretty
Yeah,
hungry, but you don't have to be super smart. Not that that's like, it's just, you don't have to even, you just have to like be good, care about like business, care about your business and care about your customer. And you could crush it in this business. I mean, you could, what, $100 a mow, we're at $70 a mow. And how many can you do a day? And you hire employees, and you have one guy, general manager, overseeing it all. And then that's
that's it.
probably pretty much it. And it's recurring too, because like everybody's on a monthly thing.
Yeah. And you really have to fuck up to get somebody to fire you.
You really do. Yeah, that's true. Um, Interesting. How much I always think about the opportunity too, because we all know people that want to start businesses and they should start a business, but for some reason they haven't really like done it.
It's scary.
It is scary, and so or can be. What is the opportunity for someone here? Like, let's say that I wanted to start a lawn care business in Austin. You know, Austin. I'm in Austin too. What's the opportunity? Like, let's say I do want to be wealthy and I want to have a financial freedom. I want to have the time freedom. I want to have the location freedom. Is that all that possible if I own a lawn business? Because all that seems very local, and it kind of scares me, the fact that I might have to be like tied to a specific, local environment.
So I always recommend that the business owner is very much involved, at the very least in the front end customer interaction, the bare minimum the first year. So yeah, I would say you do have to be local, tied to your community the first year. But then you train up your managers to take over that role for you. And then you can not be here. You can be anywhere.
Interesting. How, you worked with a lot of these people. how much revenue can a local business do? I mean, help us dream a little bit, right? Because a lot of people listening to this, they've never like seen the inside, seen the books of a local business. What's big, what's small, what's expected, and what's benchmark, right?
When you launch the right way, the first year for a lawn care business should do at a bare minimum 250, especially in an Austin market. 250, 300, and that's if you're not pushing, right? If you're not looking to aggressively scale.
250 to $300,000 in revenue,
Yeah,
and then profit wise, should they be
30 to
expecting
40.
30 to 40% profit margin?
Yep.
And are we talking like net profit, like after expenses, after marketing, after salaries, even, or what are we
Net's
thinking?
around 20, 25.
Okay, so someone should be netting 20 to 25 of
The,
EBITDA, I guess you can say, net profit.
the first year, right? That only gets better by third year.
What's like a good humming profit margin? Let's say year three. Should a local business be operating at?
7, 800. If you have 2 trucks, you could get close to a mil. 3 trucks
Million
for sure, you'd cross a mil.
and still the same profit margin kind of targeting?
No, because by then, you probably have most of your equipment and van probably paid off. So it would probably increase by 5, 7, 10%.
Okay. So we're talking like 27 to 32% net profit is kind of like a solid local business doing about 800 to $1 million per year, and let's say in 3 years.
Yeah, just cutting grass.
Crazy, right? And just cutting grass. And the interesting thing is, this is the beautiful thing about like capitalism and business is like you say just cutting grass and like we kind of laugh, but the reality is it's a problem that you're solving repeatedly over and over for people.
Yep.
Like people, in this case, the people that pay someone to cut the grass do not want to cut the grass. They have a problem. They're like, they don't have the time, they don't have the bandwidth, maybe they don't know how to operate a mower. And you are solving that problem for them. There is beauty in solving problems. It's not, oh, it's just a lawn care business. No, you're solving a problem for the market. And that's a beautiful thing.
And it's simple enough where almost any American can do it, right? It's not complex, it's not technology. You don't need a ton of front end investment to get started. And with service businesses, it's much easier if you structure things the right way to get a government funded SBA loan,
Mm,
which, you can't say that for starting a startup tech.
no, we can't. Yeah, building EverBee is certainly not simple. I wouldn't say like or cheap. For what there's a couple questions that come to my mind. First is the person wondering right now who, let's say they're like, oh, I want to start a lawn care business today. How do they get their first one customer and then their first 100 customers? Like, what is the strategy that you think is the best to go after?
If you don't have, capital to invest in ads and marketing, the simplest way is just knock on doors in neighborhoods where they don't have no solicitation. Have
So
simple
put up a flyer
conversations.
for sure.
Yeah, just, hey, I'm thinking about starting a lawn care company. I live 5 minutes from here. I just want to ask you some questions so that I can figure out if it's a good business for me to start. Do you have 5 minutes? You might get 10 people who say no, but you'll absolutely get at least two people who'll say yes. They'll talk to you. You're just wanting to start a business and asking them questions. Why wouldn't they?
And yeah, and the non-sales people that are listening to this right now, their hearts just dropped. They're like, "Oh my god, I have to talk to somebody," which is
Well,
cool
okay.
because that gets better. You can get better at that, but you could just like literally just like go and drop off your business card on their doorstep too, and
You can.
spray
It
and pray.
doesn't build the same rapport or get you the same market data that you would need, right?
Mhm.
Because that person, now that you've asked them for support and asked them their feedback and opinion, they themselves might say, hey, when you open, let me know. I'll,
Mhm.
or you can even offer, like, when I open, would you mind if I, just cut your grass for one time, just so that you can give me feedback on how well I did?
Ooh, ooh, for
And
free.
now you
Like,
have testimony.
That's a really good point. And honestly, like the lawn care that we've hired in the past, we hired them because they're mowing our neighbor's lawn,
Yeah.
like across the way. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's right here. I'm gonna just go talk to him. Oh, he seems like he's doing a good job. Oh, cool. He could have been doing that lawn for free for the first one,
Yep.
and that would have been a great strategy. Like you do your first lawn for free.
Yep. With service businesses, it's so stupid simple in so many ways that I think people just think it's not true because
Mm,
it's people just have this concept like making this much money should be hard. So it's a
very, very
mindset problem too.
interesting. What are the biggest things you repeatedly see people like service businesses, like the mistakes that they make?
Underestimate how important their technician is. Most people don't train their technician for customer interaction. But
Mm,
anybody who's going to come in contact with your client needs to be trained in how to behave in front of a client,
mm,
what to say, what to not say, and actually train repeatedly on a weekly basis because they're good at their job, right? They may be great at fixing that HVAC or mowing the lawn, but they don't have the customer service skill set.
mm.
So, but it's all things that can be learned. But most business owners don't think about that. They think, oh, my sales guy, he's good. He's good with customers. They don't think the guy who's actually going to provide the service,
Who's
he
showing up,
doesn't.
spending 5 hours there at the house?
Correct.
Interesting. You know what? I know a lot of local business owners, and I repeatedly see a similar theme pop up. And I see the biggest challenge that they do, the biggest mistake that they make is they underestimate the business aspect of the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
They get obsessed with their craft. They get obsessed with their like what they do. Oh, I got this new mower. Like I mow it this way and I like cut it this way. And like I just love this mower and the trailer I got and this truck I got and like
Yeah.
and what they don't do is they don't actually like elevate themselves for a second and look down on the business and say, ah, got it. Finance is here. This is how it works. Okay, this is the management. Here's the system that we need. Uh, okay, I got this debt service here. Because I have this loan, or all this like profitability, and like they don't even hire a bookkeeper most of the time, unfortunately.
Yep.
And they're still running their books, or the husband is running the books, or the wife is running the books. And I'm like, dude, like value your time more. That's
Yeah.
$100 a month job. Who's really good at getting books, and you suck at doing books. And you don't know how to do it, but you're doing the books. That's crazy. Anyway, that's my thoughts.
No, yeah, you're right. And well, it's not just crazy. You can also get yourself into quite a bit of trouble at the end of the year.
Seen it, seen it many times. I've seen that.
Yep.
Um,
People are constantly walking over dollars to save pennies, right? It's like it's that $100 now it's going to cost you thousands at the end of the year.
yeah, and I think it's not like they do it on purpose. No one does this
Yeah,
on
of course.
purpose.
It's a
They do,
mindset thing.
it is a mindset thing. Absolutely. Probably a limited mindset, like a scarcity mindset a little bit. Like I need to save this money. Um, when reality is like, hey, just build the system. And so that way you can go get more customers,
Yep.
the abundance, that's an abundance mindset versus scarcity mindset though, I would say.
Yeah, people when they haven't started a business before and they start the first time, most of the time they fail because they start panicking when they have to invest and spend money, right? Especially in marketing, and they're not seeing the results and they immediately blame that the business didn't work and I'm going to shut it down.
Yep.
But they don't understand that maybe you're not marketing the right way and it's just a process of you figuring it out, and of course it's going to cost you money and you're not going to see results because you're learning.
Yep. I completely agree. I think about businesses all the time, about like local businesses, and about how they're so like not digitized yet, like they're not modern yet, and so like there's a big opportunity for this next wave of entrepreneurs, local business entrepreneurs, to just like modernize their stuff. Like take the lawn care, take it and put it online. Like create a nice store, create a nice like web page and like marketing pages and like blog, and like make, modernize this thing, because all your competitors, like the 65-year-old baby boomer, right, who's he didn't have to do that, but you kind of have this opportunity in front of you. You can actually digitize the entire business, which is really cool.
So with that, I mean, I agree with you, but the other side of it is not everybody's looking to make millions and billions, right?
Mhm.
They're happy with a business that's making 400,000, 500,000, 300,000 a year, and they're taking home 100, 200, 300 for their family. They're happy with that, and they're getting that from referrals, and they already have a established book. They don't need to spend so much time and money being in front of
Mm,
new clients anymore. So, doing all that extra work is may be redundant for them because they're not looking to expand anymore.
interesting. Ready for the rapid fire question?
Go for it. Ooh.
Cool. All right. What is your favorite business book?
Business book. The Art of Start was pretty good.
Art of
Well,
Start.
the new Alex Hermosi book from the webinar. Did you buy that one?
$3 million models. Yep.
Did you end up buying it?
I bought it. I haven't read it yet,
Ah,
though. It's
man. Yeah, same.
nice. Okay, cool. What's the one thing that you wish that you knew before starting your business?
Which, the first one or this one?
Sure. Yeah, first one.
So I would, okay, so the biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes and failures, I would say, was when I pivoted away from building something that my customers want and customer focus first to, so I'll go back to my first company, right? When I built the CPG brand, my customers were my wholesale distributors, but my profit margins were 35%. And if I sold, or at the time, I thought if I sold directly to retail shops, that my profit margin would be over 50%.
Mhm.
So I all of a sudden bypassed my actual customers. And
Mm.
that was a massive, massive failure, wrong. So
Mm.
staying focused to your customer,
Interesting. Staying in your lane, almost like,
stay in your lane.
yeah, and work that lane because it's probably deeper than you think instead of
Yeah.
going horizontal.
Yep. It was working. I didn't need to break it.
Interesting. And you probably could have continued to go deeper there too.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
A young, cocky kid.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Who do you think should be a business owner? Last question.
In my personal opinion, everybody. If you want to avoid the anxiety of being laid off at will, or whenever, because the company isn't doing well, has nothing to do with your performance, you should absolutely start your own thing where you have control over how much you're going to make, where your future trajectory and time is going to go.
I completely agree with you. And I haven't had many people probably say that because I agree. Every single person should own a business, and it doesn't even have to be your full time job. But it gives you freedom. It gives you optionality. It gives you the opportunity to have time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, escape like the anxiety of all the things that you just mentioned. I completely agree with you.
Makes you a better person, I think. When you've gotten
Mhm.
your ass kicked trying to build something and everything that goes along with, entrepreneurship, just makes you a better human. You're
Uh,
kinder to other people, right?
because you have empathy. It forces you to be more empathetic. It makes you even have hospitality because everyone's your customer, potential customer. It makes you a good leader in your community. In this case, like if you're a local business, you have
Yep.
to be a good leader. Like you can't just be a shitty leader inside of your community and have a lawn business. Like it just doesn't work.
Nope.
Um, yeah, I agree with you, and I would argue or I would challenge anyone who's like that doesn't agree with that. I mean, like not everybody's built for entrepreneurship. Well, maybe in the past, but like in modern day entrepreneurship, you can have a business and also work a job that you absolutely love. Also, like you can do both nowadays. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on that?
There are systems and operations, and there are people like me who can help you, right? From the mistakes we've made so that you're not making them. It's like golf. Like I tried to teach myself golf for over a year. The books, the YouTube, and then I went and got a 1 hour lesson with an instructor, and my swing improved drastically.
Coaching. We underestimate it. Yeah, I completely agree. Where can people find you? Where can people learn more from you and follow you?
Azgari.com would be a great place if you're looking for free resources to start a business. And if you want one of our client advisors to walk you through what would be a good business for you, you can book a call with us.
Awesome. Azgari, thank you so much for your time. This is super fun, and I'll have to have you on again for a checkup on what changes in the next, maybe 6 months or something like that. But
That'd be
thank you
fun.
again. Really cool.
Thank you, Cody. This was honestly fun.
Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.